back to this game plan series. The whole point of this is to put together as much information as you can, use as many tools as you can to build the best game plan for whatever you're doing, right? I think, personally, probably the biggest advancement in helping people make a plan and be more successful chasing after whatever it is, but mostly we're talking about big whitetails, is a trail camera.
No
You
doubt.
agree?
I do. I mean, it's their eyes on your property when you're not there, and it tells a story that, you know, it would take untold amounts of man hours to recoup that kind of information that you get it from one tree.
Right, and without leaving a trace. That's the big thing for me is like, I like watching critters. I like, you know, I grew up spot and stalk hunting, so I like watching them through glass, but you gotta be there to do that, you know, and you gotta be in their world. And there's a lot you can't see through glass, especially hunting whitetails in the timber. As great a tool as a trail camera is, just like any other tool, you can use it wrong, you can use it right. Some of the techniques and tactics that I've used that make it an even more effective tool are covered in some of these Mossy University tips that we have. So there's one we could check out right now talking about where you put your cameras.
Okay.
Hey guys, it's Jeff from Mossy. Today we're going to talk about game camera hunting strategies using the OnX Hunt app. You know, for me personally, you know, early in the year when we start getting big bucks on camera, they're coming out into destination food plots, whether it's beans or any kind of field you have. As you know, as we start getting closer to hunting season, these deer start to kind of slide a little bit. They're coming out later and later. And what I like to do is basically find a specific buck that I want to hunt. And I'll put a camera out and find where they're coming out into that field. But once you're actually going to go start hunting that deer, and they're not coming out into that field till dark or after dark, what I like to do is take that camera and start pushing that camera 20 yards into the woods. See what that looks like. And if he's coming up, you catch him a little bit earlier, let's go push that camera down a little bit farther. Try and find the trail he's coming out on. So using your camera to basically hunt for you and get that information is gonna make you more successful. And also, you know, don't be afraid to move your cameras throughout the years. You know, obviously when the rut starts happening, deer are they're not on food sources anymore. So I think a lot of people, they try and keep, you know, cameras on food plots or food sources. Pick your cameras up, find a scrape, find a rub, find a hard trail where you know deer are coming in and out of, and set that there. And I think you'd be really surprised that maybe moving the camera 15, 20 yards, you're gonna pick up a ton more deer activity, deer you've probably never seen before. Now with all that being said, the biggest issue with deer hunting and spooking deer is intrusion. So a huge thing that you need to do is have access in and out of your spots where you can easily get in, get out without spooking deer. Make sure you have the right wind. Make sure you're not gathering a bunch of scent through there. Spray down, wear the right boots. If you do this, I think you're gonna be more successful. So when you're gathering all this information after moving cameras, you know, here and there, use the notes section within each camera. You can put detailed notes about when you move the camera, what kind of deer activity you were picking up, so you can look at that year after year and start building a pattern, which is a great feature in that app. You can share it with your friends, share it with your family. So the next time you're out and you're setting out game cameras, use the OnX Hunt app. You're gonna be more successful and you're gonna be more organized.
You know, whether you're hunting 5 acres or some fabulous big farm, your goal is always to try to find the biggest buck on your place, right? Maybe that's a 100-inch 6-pointer, or maybe it's some, you know, behemoth,
Right.
you know, front cover magazine buck. But you want to try to find the biggest one that's out there. And we can do that, really, I think, especially we've just been talking about low impact, don't fool with him, don't run him off, is with a trail camera, right? For me, I like to use that time-lapse function to find him, you know, and you know what it is. You see him when he comes out. You don't, even if he's just a speck on the screen, you could tell which one it's going to be. And then once you got him identified, that's the biggest one I got, I'll watch real closely 3 or 4 days of data and find out where he's entering and exiting. I don't know, you tell me, but it seems like they get 5, 6, 7 years old. They either get real solo, don't want to be around anybody else, nothing, or they get like almost like they want to have 2 or 3 younger bucks in front of them before they come out. So
yeah, it's almost like they're using that. It's almost, you know, it's like a security game.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, hey, these guys.
Push them out there first and see what happens.
And these guys are going to tell me what's going on. I can kind of do my thing. Like you said, I got hung up on in the neighborhood one time.
Yeah.
Deer love to hang out on the backside of the neighborhood. but I never had a single picture of this deer with one other deer in the frame, ever.
Yeah.
He would never go to a mineral lick with another deer. He
Right.
was never in a food plot with another deer, never under an acre tree with another deer.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of the personality that some deer kind of take on as they get older. But like you said, identifying him first with wide angle, time-lapse type photography, and then trying to zone in on what his tendencies are. And I mean, I think you're kind of like me. That's as much fun of it as killing it.
Oh yeah.
The killing is a bonus.
It's all cracking the code. That's the deal. And I think that's the draw. Big antlers, yeah, I'm like anybody else. Big antlers are awesome. But really they represent something, which is, that's the hardest guy I got on the place.
It's a lot of truth to that. And I've told people a lot, they're like, dude, why are you so infatuated with trail cameras? And I was like, well, I use them just because I love the information you get from it, because to me it's a big chess match.
Yeah.
It's a huge chess match. I lose almost every single year.
Right.
But the one year that you do win, you get to put all those pieces of information together and you're like, well, here's where it came together. But like you said, when you start, especially when you get into the southeast and these deer are so tough to kill during daylight, legal hunting hours, the amount of time that deer is actually legally killable may come down to 30 seconds on this day, 2.5 minutes on this day, and 4 minutes on this day, all involving him looking for or chasing a doe.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's your window, so.
All right, so that functionality that's on the OnX Hunt app is pretty sweet, but it's kind of complicated. We check out that Mossy University tip.
Hey guys, it's Jeff from Mossy, and today we're going to talk about game camera management using the OnX Hunt app. I don't know about you, but setting out trail cameras can be a pain sometimes. It can be disorganized. You forget where you put stuff. You forget when you pulled cards, if you got batteries in it. And before the OnX Hunt app, I would have these issues. And now you can set a camera, drop a waypoint on that camera. You can show an access road in and out to how to get to that camera. And then once you start getting all this information, all these trail camera photos, you can go in and add these photos to specific cameras. You can make notes, which deer you're gonna shoot, which deer you're not gonna shoot. If you have family or friends coming in for a first time on a hunt, you can basically share all of this information with them. All they have to do is have the app, and you can share everything, all this information with them. They can pull it up, see it on their map, see where the camera's at, they can see what deer not to shoot. So in doing so, it's gonna make you more organized, and I think it's gonna help you be more efficient when you set out trail cameras. So the next time you're gonna go set out game cameras, I highly advise try using the OnX Hunt app. You're gonna be more organized and you're gonna be more successful.
Those trail cameras and using them to, help you get the most information up to date on how you can have your best chance of getting in that window and killing him. And that's part of the game.
It's pretty much the definition of a game plan.
Right.